ABC Sports presents High School Soccer. Tonight's game is brought to you by Muskingum Valley Health Centers. Tonight's game will continue after this.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
All right, we're getting ready to start this matchup between the Morgan Raiders and the John Glenn Muskies. I'm Cam Summers, with me Andrew Price, back at it for another edition of AVC Sports covering high school soccer and OHSA tournament. And I mean, it's honestly a privilege to be here. I mean, big thank you to our sponsor, MVHC, who has allowed us to put this game on for live stream. And both of these teams, they played each other not too long ago.
Yeah, Cam, they are no stranger to each other, a couple of MVL teams. They last met a couple weeks ago. John Glenn coming out on top 3-1. You know that had to leave a bad taste in Morgan's mouth, especially being away from home. John Glenn getting the job done. Morgan maybe going to try to come here and play spoiler as we've entered the playoff round for John Glenn, and it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, you said it, 3-1 last time, so that's not a blowout by any means. John Glenn is coming off a pretty big win a few weeks ago, or on the 14th rather, against New Lex. 9-1 is the final there. So big win for them there. They're coming in kind of on a hot streak. And one thing we noticed during warm-ups, they were very accurate when they were shooting.
Oh, they looked like they had the scopes on, the snipers. I mean, they were just absolutely lighting up the upper 90 corners. If they can do that again tonight throughout the game, it's going to be a long one for the Raiders of Morgan because, I mean, you look at that last game that they played, you can call it a bit of a tune-up game for this John Glenn squad. They played New Lex, like you said, a 9-1 finish, but they jumped out in front that game 5-1 in the first half, and it's just not by chance. They came out firing, and when you have a start like that, a quick start, a hot start, that's perfect, especially if they can do that tonight and replicate that in the playoffs. That's exactly the kind of start that head coach Clay Wilkins is looking for.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Key for Morgan, I think, is to eliminate that fast start. Obviously, their head coach, Coach Radu, is going to try to not allow these Muskies to get out early, get a big lead early, because once you get a big lead, especially in soccer, it's tough to come up against a big lead. If you get down early, it's hard to dig yourself out of a hole because soccer is a game where there's not always a ton of scoring.
No, you're right. It's really a game of momentum, and the worst thing you can do after giving up a goal is to give up another and then let that snowball. And again, that momentum builds up, eventually becomes too big to really move. And like you said, Morgan, they're facing quite the test tonight. John Glenn finished their season 9-4-2, 8-1 in the MVL. So they're not a team to mess with. I'm sure Morgan has game plan for that. While they did blow out New Lex in their last game, I mean, John Glenn and Morgan played to a close game their last meeting, 3-1. There's nothing saying that can't be the same score here tonight. If not, maybe flipped. I mean, like we said,
yeah.
Soccer's a kind of a weird sport like that where anybody can beat anyone on any given day.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. And Morgan coming off a win against Harrison Central to start the tournament. John Glenn had the bye, but unfortunately for Morgan, they didn't have the bye. They had to play round one. They came off a victory. It was a 4-0 victory, so maybe they ride a little momentum. And, I mean, once you're out of the playoffs, you're done.
Exactly.
So you got to think that with them having already had that pressure and coming out on top 4-0, they might have a little bit of an advantage as far as that goes. But once again, you're listening and watching to this game via YRP TV. You can subscribe on YouTube. You may be watching it on yourradioplace.com as well. go ahead and give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube if you're watching tonight. So as this game is getting ready to start, the Muskies will be in the maroon and the Raiders will be in the white, as the Muskies will maintain the possession first.
Yeah, and off the kickoff, look for this team to start off early. There might not be too much of a feeling out process.
As it looks like there is an injured player on out there.
Senior Ashlyn Clark getting to kick that ball off and play it back to their goal. Play it back to their goalie, excuse me, getting her touch of the ball game.
Right.
You love to see that sportsmanship from both sides, and really happy for Ashlyn Clark to be out there for the start of this first playoff game for John Glenn this season.
As zooming in on her, you never like to see players that are injured, but a good moment for her getting to get recognized by her teammates and by the fans. As the early start now, John Glenn has the ball to start, as it's going to be a side throw-in.
Morgan doing a good job of pressuring early and forcing John Glenn to make a quick error, as now they take over in John Glenn territory with a throw-in. See if they can maybe keep applying this pressure as they look to again play spoiler tonight to a John Glenn team that's had a pretty successful season so far.
As back and forth the ball goes, and John Glenn settling it.
Williams did a good job in midfield, the number 17 in maroon, to pass out of that situation, just keeping possession with her team.
As John Glenn now pushes it up that far side. Good passing here. Inside, then back out to the corner.
They've got Bronner on the back post if they can get it to her, but it's out of play. It's going to result in our first corner kick of the evening. They like to take this corner kick quick. It's going to drop down right at the penalty dot. Legs flailing all over the place as a shot eventually comes up over the crossbar, pinging off the field goal post. My oh my, really, just a few minutes into this ball game, almost see our first goal of the game. Corner kicks could be a huge factor in tonight's game, especially with John Glenn coming so close on their first.
As John Glenn has the ball back. And back and forth they go once again, as it's going to be cleared this time. But John Glenn able to get back in there. They're doing a great job on offense so far, Andrew.
Yeah, John Glenn really just suffocating Morgan right now on offense. Doing a great job of just maintaining possession. They're not taking too many risks and seem content with the ball at their feet.
There's a nice cross attempt there. Couldn't be settled.
Yeah, they were looking for that one-time shot on the back door. That back door left wide open by the Raiders. No one there to answer, but unfortunately for the Little Muskies, they were just unable to get a foot on that ball.
As another nice cross into the box, almost into the goal.
I was a little bit stunned up here in the box, Cam. A couple players just gave a look at that ball and almost seemed like it was going to drop like a bomb right into the net. Good job by both teams. The compete level is there tonight, and these teams are off to a breakneck start in this ball game.
As a nice boot there by Morgan. Let's see if they can change the field here, as they're trying to get it down the other end. They do. And right there, I think you're just trying to change the end of the field that you're on. You might give up possession, but instead of playing defense right there at your own goal, you're trying to get it to where you're playing defense at the other end.
No, Cam, I agree with you. I think they're just trying to relieve some pressure right now. The majority of this opening to the game has been dominated by John Glenn down right outside or inside the Morgan penalty box. So they're just looking to relieve some pressure and give their defense a break, as they've been put to work all game long early on.
As we're going to have another throw in here by the Muskies.
Muskies are doing a great job of linking up with their center mids in the middle of the field. And they're also doing a great job on defense, as you saw right there, collapsing and really canceling out any possession that Morgan forms in midfield.
As Bella Eubanks is going to push the ball now. And out on that far side is going to be Caroline Lee. Eubanks in the middle again with a shot attempt. And that's going to be stopped by the Morgan goalkeeper. It's going to be Kennedy Mail.
Mail doing a great job there of getting her body behind that ball. It was a skimming ball off the turf that kind of a hard one to deal with as a goalie sometimes, but she does really good there to control that rebound and keep it close to her body.
As Nikolazakis tries to get it in there. That one's cleared out. As we're going to see the Muskies. The Muskies have done a great job. Every time the Raiders get possession of the ball, the Muskies are right there to take it right back.
You're right, Cam. They're doing a great job. They're taking what Morgan's giving to them. Morgan is leaving these midfielders and forwards out on an island right when they get this ball. No one's around them to make an outlet pass to, so you end up seeing a white jersey surrounded by nothing but maroon, and eventually this John Glenn team, as good as they are, they're going to collapse. They're going to take that ball away and regain possession almost immediately.
As we are now closing in on the 34-minute mark. As a nice throw in there. That one goes to Angela Kumler. As we're going to have another throw in here on that far side. I believe that's number 4 throwing it in over there. That's going to be Marissa Saki. As a nice throw in. She's got a lot of distance on that throw in.
Yeah, they do have a lot of range on that throw in, and keep number 22, Kumler, in your thoughts throughout this game. She's going to be one that Morgan has to monitor. A big body in the middle of the field. Really tall player that can maybe get on the end of a header and put one in the back of the net for this John Glenn team.
As back to Williams. Good defense there by Morgan as they're going to try and approach it, but John Glenn just too speedy that time.
Yeah, that was a great job by Williamson, one of the center backs, to be able to keep composed and play that ball out wide. Another great bit of skill moves there from Williams in the middle of the field.
As Williams passes it up, trying to get it back to Williams unsuccessfully that time. This time, Bella Eubanks. Now an advance pass just a little bit too hard. And we're going to see J.C. Stoner.
And Kirsten Hopkins, the number 24 in white. They've looked to her a few times, but all she can really do is give chase and turn back around. They have to find a way to link up with her. As you can see, she's the forward that's going to be applying the pressure to the John Glenn back line. It's all going to be for none, though, if she can't get the ball. They're looking to chip deep immediately as soon as they get that ball, but John Glenn, very stout defensively, cutting that ball out every single time. I think Morgan needs to peel back and try to maybe set up some possession and hit that long ball just a little bit later.
As John Glenn clears it, Nikolazakis now advancing it. That's going to be to Bronner.
Bronner had her on the 1-2. It was a nice combination play. It's just missing that last pass from Bronner to really open the gate up for John Glenn going towards the Morgan net.
As that time a nice header by Williams, Kaya Williams, as she's in there trying to get that one. As Williams comes away with it again. As getting a little feisty now are the Raiders, swinging a little bit. And Nikolazakis kicks it, trying to chase that one down is Kumler, but can't quite get there in time.
Again, you got to give John Glenn credit. They look very composed when they're in possession of the ball. Morgan trying to maintain some possession of their own now as they're trying to barge forward on the throw-in.
As that one is going to be out, so another throw in here by Hopkins. As Kumler settles it. As she turns and advances now, has Nicola Zakis ahead.
She tries the through ball in behind. She's got a player.
Nice pass. And the cross there, that was number 10, Caroline Lee. That was a great pass from Kumler to Lee. And the cross there was knocked out, so we're going to have another corner kick. And last time, very close to a goal. This time they're going to play it a little safer. As now we're going to get a cross. And two Muskies going for it. As Williams tries to settle it, can't. Now it's going to be Williamson as just right of the goal. I believe that was Williamson on the shot.
Yeah, she tries to wrap her foot around that ball and get some curve on it. Not enough curve on the ball as it does just trickle wide of that right post. Chloe's going to look on and be thrilled to see that one go on the other side.
As the goal kick now by the Raiders. And great job by the Muskies not allowing the ball to advance. The field position has been all in favor of the Muskies up into this one. Your score still 0-0 as we're under 30 minutes now. And nice move there by Kumler. Shot deflected. Good defense there. As another shot off the top, off the crossbar. That shot by number 3, Bella Eubanks. Man, that was nearly our first goal. And that's the best shot that I've seen in a while.
Oh, that was so sweetly struck by Eubanks. Her eyes had to be as big as saucers watching that ball go towards the net. Just a little bit unlucky. It doesn't go bar down. Instead, catches the top part of that bar and goes over the net. Not a bad chance for the Muskies. They'll take it.
As Eubanks now settles it. And getting inside the defense that time is number 27, Bronner. As now shot at goal. Good job there by the goalie there. Mail
does a great job of
Stiltner. The goalie.
Yeah, Stiltner doing a great job there of being able to receive that ball and just grab it in. Again, perfect rebound control as the Muskies play a booming ball forward.
As Stiltner now has the ball once again.
And the rebound control is something you really don't think about when you watch a goalie play. Although you see those saves and you stand up, you clap for the save, the rebound control is something that a goalie really pays attention to that gets forgotten on a lot of people, because you can make the best save in the world. If that ball is sitting on the goal line and it gets tapped in, it's all for nothing. Right. So, again, great rebound control from Stiller early, and it'll be interesting to see if she can keep that up against this Little Muskies team that looks primed to shoot at every moment.
As Nicola Zakis now bringing it down the field. Kumler has it knocked away. Williams now as she gets it over to Eubanks. Eubanks now passes to that far side. As working that right side is something that the Muskies have done well all game, as that's going to be knocked out, and that's going to be resulting in a corner kick for the Muskies.
Yeah, you can tell they're really comfortable with that cross coming in from the right side, looking to drop something in to be tapped in around that penalty dot or 6-yard box.
Header is in. That's a great kick from the corner. As on the goal that time. Well, I'm trying to wait until she turns to see her jersey number. Number 11 on the goal, Shea Williamson.
Yeah, there was a pile in there. Hard to pick out exactly who got it, but I think you're right. Williamson gets it in the net, and we talked about how corner kicks could play a big role here tonight. They get one there and drive it home. Our first goal of the ball game. And now how does Morgan respond on offense?
As we are now at the 26-minute mark. Morgan trying to answer that goal as Williams has it now. And that's going to be across to Saki. Pushing it up the field now. Nice pass ahead to Saki on that right side. She tries to get it into Nikolazakis, not there. We're going to have a throw-in for the Muskies.
And if it wasn't already, it feels like that goal kind of tilted the field they're playing on right now. Just downhill running for the Muskies ever since they put that ball in the back of the net.
As nice throw-in into the box. As we're going to have a nice shot just left. That shot by number 10, Caroline Lee. That was a good look at a score there.
Yeah, I think Stiltner kind of lost that ball in the traffic in front of her. Not only the Muskies, but her own players, Muskies and Raiders, clumping up in front of her. She had to see that at the last second. Not much of a chance to react.
As we're going to see a goal kick here. As it's grounded ahead. Hopkins tries to get it ahead, not there. Williams settles it. Now on this near side. As getting it to Kumler was number 25, Abigail Derry. As Kumler now has it, and that one goes back to Bronner. Derry, and that's across to Saki. Nice move by Saki, changing directions, trying to get back in that right corner. Now, on that right side, nice move once again. A shot is deflected, as that's going to result in a corner kick, but really nice shot attempt there by Caroline Lee.
That's a great parry by the keeper there. All she can do is get her left hand on it, but it's enough to push it wide. Putting it in a very tough situation. She's able to stand up.
There's another corner kick here, and coming out that time is going to be Stiltner, as she tries to boot it the other way, and Derry there able to pop it up. As
it's a great tackle by Little Muskies number 11, Williamson.
As now coming down this way with a nice move, left hand, almost getting it in there was number 27, Issy Bronner.
Stiltner had to be good. She had to respect that cross as they came down the left-hand side, but she ends up being able to get back to that short side, negating the goal. Just a great bit of goalkeeping there.
And a great shot, too, really.
Great on both ends.
Right in the corner. As that corner kick is going to go far side, and that's going to be deflected. We're going to see another corner kick, this time from the side that they prefer, that right side.
I would expect most players on this team are dominant on the right foot, so this, they can hit it with their instep.
As she scores from the corner, nobody touches it. She bends it into the goal. What a kick.
That's definitely an oddity in soccer. You will rarely ever see that play. It's a bit of a nightmare for the goalie on that, as it's just perfectly struck. And I think that just comes down to organization for the Raiders. Rarely do you ever leave your back post open. Either the goalie's supposed to have that covered or a defender's supposed to be parked on that back post. And I think they get a little bit discombobulated on the corner kick. Of course, they were threatened by the short side on the first goal, and that corner kick drops in the backside for the second.
And that was a really impressive goal there by the Muskies. As now the Muskies on the move again. Nikolazakis pushing it down the middle. Kumler right there as well. As Williamson does a nice job there. Gets it back to Kumler. Nice advance pass by Kumler. Just a little bit out of the reach, but they're going to get a corner. Let's see if they can capitalize again on a corner.
I would expect Morgan to be much more organized on this corner kick.
2 goals from 2 corner kicks tonight, though, from the Muskies. As the corner kick goes up top, Williams settles it. And good job there by the Raiders as they clear it, trying to get something going down the other end. As Saki's there, as we're going to have a throw in here for the Raiders.
And Saki deciding to turn out with that ball. It's definitely the more safe, conservative move, but she has her goalie to play back to as well. So a lot of options there for a wing back in that situation, and she wins her team a throw-in.
Yeah, excuse me, that was not a Raider throw-in. That was a Muskie throw-in. As Nikolazakis now has it. And Williams now up top as she plays it back to Derry. And Derry, nice advance there to Nikolazakis. As we're going to see another throw-in on that side.
Cam, one thing that's striking me as we see this play out, look how calm the Muskies look on their back line. Oregon has to find a way to send runners forward, send players forward, and instead of parking players back and respecting that really vicious Muskie attack, they have to find a way to start generating some offense, because if you let this defense settle in and get too comfortable, we talked about it pregame, that momentum can build up, and it's a hard thing to get rid of, especially for a team like the Muskies. The Raiders have to find an answer.
As a throw in here from the Muskies. That one goes to Williams. As she turns, nice move. As the left-footed attempt, not there. Muskie's going to have another attempt. Stiltner, nice job on both of those. As we're going to have another corner kick, but Stiltner, nice job there as the goalkeeper.
She does a good job of fighting off the first shot and then getting to the second. I talked about how great she did on rebound control early in the game. On that one, a little bit more to be desired from her there. That's a far-away shot with a left-footed shot at that. It hangs in the air a bit. She had to jump for it, but you'd like to see her get 2 hands on that.
As another corner kick is almost into the goal. That time a swarm of Raider defenders there. As going to be a throw in here for the Raiders. Kumler couldn't quite get there.
And really the story of the game is how good John Glenn has been from top to bottom. I mean, you start with their defense going forward. They've been perfectly stout. The midfield is doing a great job of pressuring, and the forwards are giving them options all game long.
There's a long shot attempt there. But the way that they've been shooting, that's not a bad shot.
No,
a lot of times something that far, I'm thinking, oh, what are you doing? But near make.
Yeah, I think at this point, John Glenn content with just testing them with shot after shot. And at this point with a 2-0 lead, the further you can keep it away from your own goal, the better.
As Derry now has it. As she gets it inside. As that was to number 19, Anna Bennett. Williams has it again now. Saki tries to loft it to the other side. As the Raiders now are going to get it. And trying to get it the other way. Might have went off the side of her foot. Goes out. That one, Michaela Penrod.
Yeah, I think she definitely mishit that ball a bit. But this is what we talked about the other night, Cam, was when teams try to do this ball, this long ball over the top, timing is so important to make it be effective. And I think Morgan, feeling a little bit gassed out right now on defense, is just deciding to bash that ball forward and hope that a forward can get under it. It's not working against this John Glenn defense. They're playing too well. They have to find a different way to try to get into that offensive third of the field.
As the Muskies now have it. As we're going to have the goalie for the Muskies come up and get it, J.C. Stoner.
Stoner with a rare touch on the ball. And as a goalie, that, while it's comforting to know how strong your team is in front of you, it kind of freezes you up a bit. You get cold, and maybe just a shot here and there would be preferable for Stoner. But it's a nice punt on that ball. She makes do.
There's a nice move there by Kumler, as she has a nice advance pass into that right corner. The cross, defended well there by the Raiders. Kumler with the shot, deflected barely.
Kumler decides to floor that shot. She hits it with her instep and puts a lot of power on it. Not much the Morgan defense can do except for just try to get something on it and tip it away.
Which they were able to do, so that's going to result in another corner kick for the Muskies.
Again, they leave the back post open. This was the problem that generated that first goal, or excuse me, the second goal of the ball game.
As we're now going to see a handball. That's going to be on number 13, Caton Reel.
Maybe the playoff atmosphere contributing to this, but the referees, for the most part, have let them play on. We've seen a couple of potential handball plays that haven't been called, a couple of pushes in the back that haven't been called, but, I mean, it's the playoffs. It's a whole other animal at this point.
And we saw that on Tuesday as well, as we saw the Bobcats and the Redskins of Coshocton play each other. Got pretty physical. Refs letting them play. So it'll be interesting to see how this one's called. As soon as we comment on that, they blow a whistle.
Yeah, a little commentator's curse there. Another quick whistle. And it's going to see John Glenn take over as they seem so comfortable swinging it along their back line.
Right.
As Morgan playing this ball forward, John Glenn trying to jump all over it. Player going down, and Morgan living to fight another day, just clearing it away from their back line.
And now Morgan trying to advance it. Good defense there once again.
They like to go quick with that free kick, and I thought that would have been a great opportunity for them to push players forward, maybe even park on the edge of the 18. They go quick and don't have enough traffic in front to really generate anything on offense once again.
So we're going to have another throw in for the Raiders. Nearing the 14-minute mark now in this first half.
Raiders have to find a way to spread out these Muskies on defense. You see they're really good at clustering up and just converging on any player that starts coming towards their net. They have to find a way to get these one-on-one matchups and also start winning 50-50 balls on the offensive side of the field.
As Kumler does a nice job there getting the ball. A little bit too much mustard on that advance pass, though. As the throw-in goes off of number 1, Eloise Voitko. And the Muskies trying to capitalize once again. Has a nice pass there from the Muskies as Kumler comes over, settles it down, tries to get it across to Williams. Raiders defense stepping up a little bit here in the last couple possessions.
It's a good thing we're watching them play on a turf field, because right now if we're watching a grass field, you'd see one side completely torn up while the other side practically crystal clear.
Right.
Morgan is still looking for answers as we are past the first fourth of this game being over, and they still haven't had an answer on offense to get anything sustained. They need to find a way to sustain pressure.
As that's one of the first times that the Raiders have had it down there near the Muskie goal.
Huge opportunity here. They have a deep throw in. Can they push players forward? I know it's early in this ball game, but if not now, when it comes to committing players forward for the Raiders?
As the pass to Hopkins, Williams comes away with it. Now on that far side, nice move there by the Muskies. And this is the first time that the Raiders, well, had it for a half of a second on one of those long bombs. Nice cross pass here, as we're going to see that one cleared by Penrod.
And John Glenn just so surgical as they escape their own end of the field. It's remarkable to watch how every pass seems to find a maroon jersey.
As a deflection and a goal, as Stiltner is unable to corral that one, as a little bit of a, well, not a little bit, a rebound goal there, as that one is knocked in. I want to say number 19, excuse me. It's going to be Anna Bennett with the goal, freshman.
And Stiltner, no other way to put it, she just spills it a bit at the top of the 18. She hadn't seen action for a while. The Raiders have been actually pretty resilient in the middle of the field. They've limited the shots for a decent bit of time, but she can't come up with that ball, and it goes from bad to worse as Bennett's able to stamp that one in the back of the net and put the Muskies up 3-0 now.
As the Muskies defense, you said it, defense turning to offense there. As we're going to have Penrod get in there with number 21. It's going to be Goddard, Gracie Goddard. Free kick here. Williams, back to Williams. Little two-man game. Kumler now has it. As that was Williamson.
A little bit of tiki-taka soccer there, just pinging it back and forth between players. One touch up the field. It's almost like a training session moment right there, being able to pass that easily. Morgan has to be quicker to the ball, and they have to shut down passing lanes. It's just too easy for the Muskies right now.
As the Muskies now in no real rush as they get it back to Stoner at the goal. She gets it back up to Williams. No one within about 20 feet of her.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Morgan has to be a little bit closer, while John Glenn is putting in a textbook performance on how to utilize space and really just move the ball efficiently. Morgan not putting enough pressure on them to really force their hand in any moment of this ball game yet.
Nice pass ahead to Kumler. As Bennett that time trying to run it down on that far side. Going to have a throw in.
And in the same breath, as I'm saying, Morgan must do this, Morgan must do that, give John Glenn credit. They are put on a masterclass performance right now of how to take care of business. Up 3-0. Their passing has been crisp. You can't ask for much more.
As a throw in now for the Muskies. Kumler. It's going to be stopped. Goalkeeper Stiltner able to get in there. She advances that.
Stiltner had to be quick to that ball too. The worst thing you want to see as a goalie is a slow-moving ball in the middle of the box. She did a great job of communicating with her defense and able to pick up that ball right away.
As that time, the Raiders are able to play the passing lane. Derry still able to get there, though. As
Hopkins did a great job of boxing out there. And a little bit of extra, a little shove at the end. Frustration has to be setting in for these offensive mids of Morgan because, like I said, they just haven't gotten much of the ball yet.
And that's 100% kudos to the Muskies because of that. Muskies are the number one reason. It's not that the Raiders aren't playing good. The Muskies are just playing that much better right now.
Exactly.
As Derry now, cross Nikolazakis. Tries to get it ahead. Unable to. Penrod getting it down that sideline. That's going to result in a throw-in for the Raiders.
I like that play from Penrod, not really looking to do anything special, just drive it down deep and possess the ball, relieve some pressure from your team on the back end, and see what can happen up at the top.
Well, and that's something that the Raiders haven't been able to do much of this evening, possess the ball. So I agree with you. Great job there by Penrod possessing the ball as nearly goes down there on the sideline as once you get off that turf, it gets a little slick on that tarp or whatever they have down.
Yeah, it's like stepping on marbles when you're in soccer cleats there.
As advancing it down that time, as the Raiders unable to settle it and make a good possession out of it.
But just watch how good the Muskies are at running in transition. The lanes are open, players are running diagonally, and if there's nobody in front of them, they just continue that run forward and show for a pass. It's just too good from this Muskie team.
Textbook.
Right now, yes, textbook offense coming forward for the Muskies.
Well, and I think Coach Wilkins and Coach Williamson are have a lot of credit that they're due. And off the crossbar again, trying to clean it up, not there. Kumler had another fantastic shot.
That's just brutal at this point. They've gotten unlucky off the crossbar twice. That one almost goes bar down and in. And
you could hear it hit the crossbar. A lot of power from Kumler on that one.
Yeah, the bar is still, I think, reverberating from that shot.
So Muskie throw in here. Raiders come up with it. Right back to the Muskies. As they try to get it to the middle of the field there. Working that right side. Muskies really like working that right side, as we've seen in this first half, as we have just about 5 minutes left in this first half.
And I expect Morgan coming out of maybe halftime when they can make some more major adjustments to try to take away that right side of the field going forward. Force them to the left, see what you can get from them, and if you're able to, launch a counterattack and get some offense. I think they have to set up a counterattack in this second half once we hit halftime. They have to make some major changes going forward and see a little bit more urgency.
Yeah, the urgency, I mean, they just look gassed from playing so much defense. So urgency doesn't quite look there. Halftime could be exactly what they need. They just got to make sure. As a nice pass by Kumler is going to result in what I thought was going to be a shot. Waiting a little long there was Bronner to take a shot.
Bronner
to get a little closer.
Bronner, I think, didn't want to hit it with her left foot. Didn't have as much confidence with that. Tried to get it around to her right, tried to wrap her foot around it, and just can't get it off in time.
As Kumler now, Nikolazakis gets it back to the corner, or the right side rather. There's a nice ball in. No Muskies there. Kumler trying to run it down. As good hustle there from Kumler. As she comes out with it, advancing it now back to the outside here, Bronner. Eubanks in the middle. Saki now. Back. And now the Raiders have a chance. And as soon as I say that, that chance is thwarted. Good attempt down low, as sometimes you get, with someone as tall as Kumler, you have a good opportunity if you can get a nice bounce for her to head that in.
Yeah, I'll take my odds on that. Huh? It's a play that you'd imagine probably works out well for this Muskie team when in doubt of any other offensive option. And when you're playing with a 3-goal lead, you can gamble on things like that because, again, they aren't the team that's fighting an uphill battle right now.
As once again they're working that right side. As good defense that time. As we're at 2:40 left in this first half, 3-0 your score. The Muskies leading. As
it's gonna be a Morgan throw here. Last 2.5 minutes. Maybe they can push and try to cut this lead down to 2.
Is it a throw or is it a corner?
They signaled throw.
I think
but
it's
instead they are going to elect to award a corner kick. I believe they're first of the game.
It is. They're first of the game. As good defense there from the Muskies. Raiders get it back in. Going to result in a goal kick.
And I understand the idea. You get down there in that offensive third. You haven't been there often, so you're really itching to shoot, but just not a high percentage angle there. Much too far away to really generate much for the Raiders.
Under 2 minutes now. And we just want to give a big shout out to MVHC for sponsoring this game, allowing us to get this game on our live stream on YourRadioPlace.com and YRP-TV YouTube page, as Stiltner going to be able to corral that one. So just a big thanks to MVHC for sponsoring high school sports. We couldn't do without our sponsors. As the Muskies, I did it too. My goodness.
A lot of Muskies everywhere here in New Concord.
There are. Maroon and Muskies. That's New Concord. When I think New Concord, that's what I think of.
Here you go.
As now, John Glenn getting a little physical. Going to be a whistle on Kumler going the other way. As we're under a minute now.
Yeah, about 45 seconds to go. This is the opportunity to get forward as a player is down for injury.
And so as the trainers jog out, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
And we are back. Injured player able to walk off under their own power, as we're going to have the Muskies defense stifling here. Ball up to Hopkins now. As long legs of Kumler reaches out and snags that one. 20 seconds left. As they're trying to get it on that far side. Looks like John Glenn would be very content with just running out this clock, but maybe I'm wrong. As a nice long pass is under 5. And that's going to do it for our first half. Your score, John Glenn 3, Morgan 0. We're going to step aside and we'll be back after these messages.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
All right, and we are back to discuss what happened in that first half of action. I'm Cam Summers, with me Andrew Price, MVHC, our sponsor here for AVC Sports. John Glenn leads 3-0, but really it could have been a lot more.
Yeah, John Glenn, just off the jump, we said that corners could be a factor in this ball game, and lo and behold, the majority of their goals coming off of corner kicks. They start off and get that first one, nice short side header, and from that point on, I mean, it was just all John Glenn. They were dominating in this game, and Morgan, give their defense credit. They have been up to the task for the most part of fighting off these John Glenn chances, but after they get that first goal, John Glenn goes down, and they get a second.
Yeah, I mean, it was very bang-bang with the first two goals. The second goal, one of the most impressive shots I've seen. Yes, Morgan could have done a little bit more defensively, but a corner kick that goes straight in, doesn't touch a single player from either team, and just bends it into the goal. I've seen pros do that, but I've never seen a high school student do that.
Oh, yeah, it was really impressive, and honestly, it was put in a spot where even if they were set up, it was going to be hard to deal with. I think I brought it up on the broadcast that they seemed like they rushed their setup a bit. Morgan did on defense for that corner kick, and maybe a couple players out of place. You'd rather have somebody on that back post for that specific situation of if the ball goes past the goalie and everyone else, you need to have somebody there to be able to get ahead on it and send it out. But just perfect placement on that corner kick. Like you said, it's perfectly taken. And if it's not falling into the net like that, it's even just a dangerous kick overall, so you have to give him credit.
Yeah, you said it. And then the rebound put back also by Anna Bennett. Great job on the rebound. Stiltner for Morgan, unable to catch the ball, able to block the attempt but couldn't catch it. Right there was Bennett able to capitalize, making it a 3-0 game. After the first half, obviously Muskies are going to try to keep the pedal down as they just won their against New Lex not too long ago, 9 days ago, and so it was 9-1. So by the score of 9-1, you got to think they want to keep that pedal down. Yes, it's 3-0 here, but it easily could have been 5 or 6-0 after one half.
Yeah, and we talked about in pregame the last time these teams played each other, John Glenn comes away with
3-1.
a 3-1 victory. So they've improved on that in this first half. Like you said, I think they just need to keep the pedal down. You don't want to become lackadaisical, especially on defense. You want to make Morgan try to earn this comeback. And if you're Morgan, chance creation has to be at the top of the list. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to start taking some chances. You're going to have to start cutting away players in the back and sending them forward to outnumber John Glenn in the midfield. That's just simply how it's going to have to happen. Morgan, to this point, has been pretty stout defensively, but you're going to have to sacrifice something if you want to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, you said it. And goalie for the Muskies has not had much business going on back there. I apologize earlier, misread the roster. Gwen Lemon is our goalkeeper for the Muskies. J.C. Stoney is going to be the backup. But Gwen Lemon doing a nice job, but not having a whole lot of action back there.
I was just about to say, while we did mispronounce the goalie there, not a lot of time to say the goalie's name. Lemon hasn't been busy back there, aside from a couple times coming to claim, some mishit balls played in. But it's just, we mentioned it throughout the broadcast, just a textbook performance from this Muskies team. They work greatly as a unit, top to bottom, defense to offense, and just one thing that I marvel at every time that they receive a ball at any part of the field is how many players show for that ball, and every single player on the field knows exactly what they need to do. There's never a time where they are pausing or looking around or hesitating. They know exactly where to go for it. It's 9 out of 10 times the perfect pass to make. And just hats off to this coaching staff for preparing their team so well. I mean, they've done a great job.
Yeah, I mean, the Muskies had a bye. Sometimes you think maybe there's going to be a little bit of rust coming off of a bye. Morgan did not have a bye, so you got to think either the rest is going to help the Muskies or it's going to develop a little rust. No rust so far tonight. Morgan looks a little gassed. Could be from having just played a tournament game. But you also got to think the Muskies, they're just really pushing the ball, and Morgan has been on defense this entire first half, it seems.
Yeah, and it's just been dominant. There's no other way to put it. John Glenn playing up to their potential, and Morgan going to try to knock him down a peg and cause some havoc for him on their defensive side of the field. And like I said, sacrifices are going to have to be made if you're Morgan. You're going to have to cut away a player from that back line and send them forward into the midfield. Whether or not they do that by formation, maybe they just do that and work it into the game plan. Start with that back four and tell players, don't worry about committing forward. We need you up there. We have to get something going because right now we're looking at a goose egg on the scoreboard.
You said it. Once again, we want to thank MVHC. We're going to step away real quick. When we come back, we're going to have the second half ready for you.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
And we are back. The halftime buzzer just now sounding off as we're going to flip ends. So if this was a grass field, we might see both sides getting torn up quite a bit if the Muskies can continue this torrent that they have been on offensively.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly Morgan comes out with.
Morgan does have the ball to start this second half, as they have a big hole to fill down, already 3-0.
And they're doing exactly what I said they would do at halftime. Cam, they've come out, they're playing a diamond at the back, having a player line up right beside the goalie, but they're encouraging their players to get forward. This is what they needed, and I think that's what they were missing in the first half to try to get their footing and gain some traction in the offensive end.
So we could see some changes here from the Muskies to kind of counter, as Nikolazakis tries the header, couldn't settle it, but still comes away with it, as Nikolazakis passes it to the middle now. Eubanks has it, now to Williams. Williams, now Kumler. Between the wickets that time, Kumler brings it down and has Eubanks just a little outside her outstretched legs. Good shot there, in by Kumler, not there, deflected, and that's going to be knocked out. Caroline Lee unable to capitalize as she knocks it out. It's going to be a goal kick for Morgan. So good job by the Morgan defense. I thought we were going to see an opportunity for another goal.
Yeah, that ball just pinballing around inside that box. Stiller's going to be happy to see that one go wide and out of play for a goal kick, because I said they're playing that diamond at the back. That's going to allow for a more direct path to the goal for the Muskies if they're able to possess this ball into the final offensive third.
As we're seeing the Muskies really driving the ball down there again. Kumler having a really good game up until this point. Williams comes away with it. Good advance that time, though, by the Raiders. That back line for the Muskies, though, as they have 4 players just standing waiting to play defense. The defensive line's been pretty stout as they kick it back to Lemon. Lemon does a nice job advancing that to that left side. Eubanks now to Kumler. Kumler takes it down that left side as she's used her left foot quite a bit. Might be a lefty. Chip shot, not there. Not sure. I couldn't tell if that was a pass or a shot, but either way, the goalie was able to get in there and corral it.
Yeah, that's a hanging ball played in. I think she's putting it on frame in hopes that maybe somebody can redirect it just a hair, tip it past the goalie. No one's able to get to it, though. It's just easy pickings for the keeper in the back.
As Eubanks now up top, inside Nikolazakis, and fakes a shot, And number 3 is going to get the goal. Eubanks with the goal. Bella Eubanks capitalizing. That's going to make it a 4-0 game.
Well, the bank's open for Eubanks on that one. My goodness, she does a great job of wrapping her left foot around it. Puts it right into the side netting. No real chance for the goalie to get to that as it's out past her outstretched arms if she could even get there. Great shot for the Muskies, and they further this lead now to 4 goals with 36:53 to go.
As Morgan tries to push it here. Whoa, slipping and falling there. As there's not a whole lot of real estate after the out of bounds line.
No, as soon as you approach that line, you got to understand the runway is ending quickly, and you got to put on the brakes because, my, that's a couple times now we've seen players slip.
As now pushing it is Lee, Caroline Lee. Nikolazakis, the intended pass is for Nikolazakis, but good defense there by the Raiders. Pretty nice pass there by Lee, though.
Yeah, John Glenn doing a good job of identifying, again, taking what they're given and trying to generate something on offense. A miss hit there is going to result in a goal kick.
As that's the one place that end of the field has a lot of real estate behind the goal. The other side has the netting and the fence behind it, so had to chase that one down for this goal kick.
Yeah, a little bit of a conditioning assignment there just to get the ball back.
As Kumler comes in, goes right by the defender. Nice shot and goal for Kumler. That's going to make the score 5-0.
Like you said, a great shot by Kumler. She's only about 8 yards out. Just has to put her boot through it and put it on frame. That's going to beat the goalie 9 times out of 10. She does it. And again, extends their lead 5-0 now, 35-33 to go in this second half.
As if you're a John Glenn fan, this has been all Muskies. A lot to celebrate about tonight. As the Raiders now, they're just trying to get rid of that goose egg.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to get something going on offense. Like we said, they changed the formation at halftime. But still nothing going for this Raiders offense, as now they're all the way back on defense.
As another throw in here for the Muskies. As Nikolazakis showing off the speed right there, couldn't quite get to it, but forced the defense to kick it out. As the throw in is to Kumler. She gets it back up top. Williams. Shot attempt by Williams, just wide to the right. Nice looking shot attempt there from where she was, though.
Yeah, Stiltner doing a great job of being able to identify where that post was. She didn't have to risk jumping or risk getting a missed touch on that ball because she almost crashed into that goal post, being so aware of it.
And not sure if she miskicked that or what exactly happened, but didn't even get it out of the box on the goal kick.
One new rule going into play just recently, the last couple years, is that the ball doesn't actually have to leave the goal box on a goal kick. Now, typically before, you would have had to blast that out of the box, and it's supposed to generate a chance for either team to get the ball. Now, they elect to allow the short passes, so I think that was more planned. They just wanted to maybe possess a little bit more, and, I mean, look at them now. They're on the run, trying to mount some offense still in this ball game.
See, and that's the knowledge right there. I didn't know that rule changed, so I was a little surprised by that, but Andrew Price dropping some knowledge tonight as the Muskies pushing the ball. Hopkins now for the Raiders. As Lee takes it, there's going to be a whistle, and that's going to result in a free kick.
I'll tell you, that rule really does work a little bit more for goalies. It gives you a little bit more forgiveness because I know some goalies, including myself, when I played, I struggled.
Nice approach as getting out his limit, and she dives on the ball. That was the best opportunity the Raiders had the whole game.
That was a great opportunity. It's stunning because the Muskies seemed to fall asleep at the back for a second, and allowing that backside pressure, almost resulting in a tap-in goal. Great alertness by the Muskies goalkeeper there to be able to jump out to that chance and fight it off.
As League back to Williams, as Williams dribbles it in, has a nice shot, nice stop on a dime, and a miss hit, but a goal there on a rebound, Nikolazakis. As it almost feels as though we're Oprah. You get a goal, you get a goal.
They're handing them out right now, it seems, and John Glenn scoring at will on the surface. I mean, it's just a goal that's set up perfectly. They play a beautiful 1-2 to get into the box. It's a nice cutback.
Right.
And although they did miskick that first one,
it was a great look, though, from Eubanks.
The Morgan defense, there's no way you can react to that in time. You're just kind of at the will of the players in the box shooting, and they end up putting it away. Just a great chance created by the Muskies.
As we're going to see another throw in here as we're nearing the 30-minute mark, just under 32. As now we see a Muskie throw in. As a nice throw in way down the sideline. Good job there by the Raiders to settle. On that far side, Bronner.
And it would almost be criminal of me to not talk about the job that number 5 in white tonight, Kelly Neiswanger, has done. She has been up to the task on this diamond defense now. She's the she's the player at the back. She's the one that the responsibility falls on to have to pinch up and make a play if necessary. She has been active this entire second half. And again, you have to tip your cap to the job she's done. She's back there barking orders, telling when to pinch, when to not pinch. And again, she takes on a lot of responsibility at the back line now because any player that's on a run, she has to slide over and be the help defense. It's huge.
As a nice pass in there to Lee. Nice move, shot by Lee, is deflected and then off the crossbar and over. So good deflection there by Stiltner, as that one would have snuck in as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful save by Stiltner. It catches her on her heels a bit. They took that shot beyond the 18, which was very stunning, but she's able to jump up, get a fingertip on that ball, and tip it off the post. It really should have been a corner kick, yes, and that's what the fans here are wanting. The home fans of John Glenn want that corner kick, and rightfully so, it should have been.
Right, and in this game it might not matter as much, but in a tournament game that's a lot closer, it might be the difference in the game.
You're right.
As a nice pass ahead, Kumler has a nice pass there on the outside. And is that going to be an offside? It's going to be an offside. And that's going to be on Bronner. Offside on Izzy Bronner.
And the flag comes up immediately. Bronner just a step ahead of that play. But like you identified, what a pass to Kumler. It's just been the theme of the night for this John Glenn team. The outlet passes have been beautiful, and they've been plentiful tonight for the ladies in maroon.
As the Raiders trying to at least get across the midline. Having a hard time getting to the other side of the field, but we are going to get a free kick, so the ball will at least get across that midfield line.
And right here, they're going to send a player on a run and go deep with it. They almost scored earlier off this same type of play.
This time the Muskies weren't sleeping, as we're going to see a throw-in for the Muskies.
Yeah, you're right. Last time, caught them off guard a little bit. This time, on a direct free kick like that, they know that pass is coming.
Has good defense there, but Williams comes away with it for the Muskies. To Kumler. Ahead now to Saki. Oh, nice job by Saki to get past the defense. And a shot off the post to Eubanks. Eubanks miss hit. Out. It's going to be a goal kick. So another opportunity that hits the upright rather than the crossbar that time.
Yeah, and it's tough to see that if you're a Muskie. You know that you've done enough to get a goal, but they just can't quite get it done as there's going to be a goalie change. But going back to that last play, the toughest ball to deal with sometimes is one that bounces right to you off the post. You're not prepared for it at all, and they end up skying that shot. You have to make sure you get under that ball, but you have to get on top of it as well. They just get too far under it, it shoots right over the net.
As going in at goalie now, Kennedy Mail is clearly excited to get into this game. She's flexing out there, having a good time, which is what high school sports is all about.
Exactly. And right now they're looking at a pretty lofty lead for John Glenn, and maybe just to spark the team a little bit, they get Mail out there. Maybe they can mount something here on offense as they still try to track this ball down.
As Nikolazakis gets it in to Lee as it's cleared out. And with numbers this time, they need to push it. They just waited a little bit too long that time as Molly Moore settled it. Had 4-on-3 that time. Could have pushed it, decided to wait and let a play develop. That's the first time I've really seen the Muskies be outnumbered.
And at the bottom of your screen, Hopkins was open, number 24 in white. The winger had nothing but green in front of her. If they could have identified she was open, maybe they get that pass to her and she's off to the races down that left-hand side.
That's a nice move by Saki as she has a approach in there. Nikolazakis gets it, and that one's back out to Lee. Lee with the cross to Kumler. Kumler can't quite settle it. She's going to go back out top. And like we said the other day, sometimes the best offense is to go backwards in soccer.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen that much from Morgan. They've been kind of struck with tunnel vision at times, thinking they have to smash that ball forward rather than look backwards. And you look at the opposition tonight, John Glenn and the hosting Muskies, they've done a great job of just utilizing the entire field, completely spreading out and sticking to their game plan. You can tell that their game plan was to come in and possess this ball and just kind of shoot at will once they get into that 18-yard box.
As good defense there by the Muskies.
They play advantage on that handball just to see if Morgan can come away with it. No clear advantage for them on that play, so that's why they bring it back.
That's going to be a free kick. As a nice kick. But once again, that defense as Lee comes away with it. Nice pass back and forth from Nikolazakis and Lee. It's going to result in the throw-in as we're under 25 here in the second half. 6-0 your score. Once again, I'm Cam Summers. Andrew Price with me, bringing you this game. And a big thanks to our sponsor, MVHC, as we're going to have some substitutions coming into the game. And with them facing us, I can't quite tell who they are.
No, it was a mass substitution, though, and honestly, for John Glenn, why not?
As Saki has a nice cross, Kumler tries to, instead of control it, just kick it in. Unable to do so.
And I like the John Glenn coaching staff deciding to make this change with just about 23 minutes and change on the clock, because what you do is you give your players some real experience. I mean, in soccer, it's hard to really get a feel for the game just being on the field for 10 minutes, 5 minutes here and there. It's not like basketball where you'll see people come in for the last 30 seconds. Soccer's a game you have to kind of get a feel for and get into, and coaching staff letting these extra players get a feel for it now with, like I said, 23 minutes and change coming up left in this ball game.
Not just get a feel, but get some experience for the underclassmen.
Yes, for sure.
As we're going to see a throw in here for the Raiders. As down the line, we're going to see a throw-in now for the Muskies.
Yeah, that throw never came into play, so because of that, they're going to award a throw to John Glenn. They used to elect to have a rethrow on that, but instead, things have changed. They decided just to award that now to the other team, further penalizing a team for not being able to get that ball in time.
As Williams tries to approach it on that left side. And a little bit of a push off there, but like we said earlier, letting them play. Trying to get it in there to number 2, Lainey Matthews. She couldn't quite come up with it, and that's going to result in a goal kick.
Getting in the dog days of this game right now where with 22 minutes left, you see a lot of hands on hips. Players have really been giving it their all out there tonight, and on both sides, players looking a little gassed.
As we're going to see the Muskies come away with that goal kick. They're pushing it the other way still. And a long shot attempt as Mail is able to get that. And she kicks a nice ball down to the other side. And that's going to be a free kick for the Raiders.
May a little unorthodox with that drop kick, as you can see her going through the motions back there again. Rather than just drop that ball down, she kind of gave herself a little bit of a pop-up, tossed that ball over her head, even as high as her head, to come and blast that ball forward. And give her credit, she drives that all the way to midfield.
So, yeah, like you said, a little unorthodox, but
gets the job done.
It worked. As we're going to have the free kick here. As that goes all the way into the box. And Lemon comes up. As Lemon clears it. And trying a header hitting her right in the side of the face as she goes down.
That's a gnarly one to see.
On a very long drop kick from the goalie. I couldn't quite see what number that is. Is that number 5? Number 9. So that's going to be Olivia Johnson coming out of the game. As hopefully no concussion there.
Yeah, Johnson takes a nasty one to the face there. You hope she's okay. She walks off under her own power. Maybe just a stinger. As it looks like she just waved to the bench and said, "I'm fine."
As I'm sure that that can't feel good.
No, I've taken a couple of soccer balls to the face. It's definitely unforgiving when it's coming up high like that. Majority of the time you luck out and just get a little bit of a bruise, a little bit of a stinger on the cheek, but you're right, never fun.
No.
Never fun. I would not recommend it.
And so it appears as though with a 6-0 lead, the Muskies are going to move on in the OHSA tournament. They're going to play the winner of Steubenville and Carrollton. That game is also going on right now. Not sure what the score to that game is. However, Steubenville the 7 seed, Carrollton the 9 seed. So if the Muskies are able to hold on to this 6-point lead, which I wouldn't see why not, then they will be playing again here on the 27th. So that's Tuesday, the 27th. The Muskies will be playing again here at home. As under 20 minutes now, we're going to have a throw in. As clearing it now are the Muskies. As Kumler comes, and her height has really helped her tonight.
Yeah, she's not only tall, but she knows how to use it. Sometimes you'll see players that, as she walks in for a scoring chance here.
As a goal from Eubanks. I believe that was Eubanks. As they are all running over to let's see. I believe that was number 3. Am I correct or am I wrong?
It's quite the crowd of players in there. From our angle, it's tough to see, but regardless.
Actually, I think it was number 2, not number 3. As we've got some spotters helping us. That's going to be Lainey Matthews on the goal. I saw the blue shoes and I thought what was a 3. It was a 2.
Well, she does a good job there, as well as Kumler, of getting into the right position.
And being ready.
Yeah, Kumler serving her up a super pass.
That's another nice pass from Kumler over to Lee in the corner. As the crosser, Matthews scores again. Making it 8-0.
And Mayo, the goalkeeper, is going to want that back, I think, because you could see immediately as she tried to clear that ball, I believe she actually came in contact with that and cleared it off of a player into her own net. As a goalkeeper, action coming at you like that, sometimes you just resort back to your instincts of trying to kick, but if she can come down and claim that ball, she's got then 6 seconds to do with it what she wants with the ball in her grasp. It's a tough break for the goalie back there, newly entering the ball game.
As the Muskies still with the gas pedal down, they did make quite a few substitutions, but still able to continue to mount their lead. As we've seen a very good game from every single Muskie out there.
Yeah, they just play a great team game, and it's a collective unit that's out there constantly making plays. You can feel just by watching them the energy that they play with, and they just know where to be at what time. It's amazing to watch how dominant they are.
As the Raiders now trying to push it, as this is one of the better chances that they've had, as they're going to have to throw it in here on that far side. Under 17 minutes now. Muskie's pushing it. Looks like a knee gave out or something there. Got caught in the turf. As she's able to get up and is walking it off, but looked a little brutal.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about playing on turf as opposed to grass, where turf can kind of grab you. They call it the turf monster sometimes. Grass, of course, breaks away when you're trying to cut or stop and plant your foot, but turf, not the same beast, and it can definitely grab you sometimes and pull you down. You see a lot of injuries happen on turf, and a lot of people actually don't like playing on turf because of that, but I think she's going to be okay. She seemed to be able to walk it off.
As that was Williams that went down. And the Muskies able to clear it out, and unable to save there was Saki. As we're going to see Williams come away with it and coming the other way, running with it, so she appears to be fine. As she has a nice pass ahead to Bennett. Unable to control it, though, was Bennett. Excuse me. Matthews, not Bennett. Matthews has it now. Tries to advance it to Lee. Can Lee get there before it goes out? She can. Working it down that sideline with the nice cross back to Matthews. Not there, Kumler. And another goal. That one for Kumler.
What composure by Kumler to watch it go past the player in front of her that I think the cross was initially meant for.
For Matthews, yeah.
She's able to readjust her body and make sure she deposits that one into the left corner. Once again, you can't go without saying just how great these Muskies look tonight. Give them credit. They have just been absolutely dominant in pretty much all facets of this game.
As it is now 9-0, going to have another substitution as it is nearing the 14-minute mark. As the Raiders now have it.
And you'll see that the clock just constantly runs now. When you build up a lead like that, it's now like that in high school football as well, where the clock just continues to run. They want to speed the game up a bit. And in a game like this, we might have been here a while with how many goals have been scored. I mean, the Muskies don't even look like they're done. They are just constantly pushing numbers forward throughout this game. And
that's with some missed opportunities, too.
Exactly. A couple of harsh posts that they've hit.
If only the goal was about 2 inches taller and about 2 inches wider to the right, it would be about 14-0. As the Muskies now pushing it. Kumler again advances the ball to that far side. Nice pass once again by Kumler. The pass inside knocked away, so it's going to be another corner here for John Glenn.
You want to talk about how brutal these posts have been. The posts that they currently play with are rounded off. They used to play with square posts where it's a little bit more forgiving for a goalie. That surface, a lot more room for error for that ball to come out. But, I mean, now with these rounded posts, you see more and more goals. Not even the case tonight. That's just how unlucky these Muskies have gotten.
Right. As we're going to see Eubanks have it up top now. Kumler. Right-footed kick. Wide right. And we're going to see a goal kick.
Kumler's dangerous in the middle of the field right there. She's certainly able to cause a frenzy in the midfield. Always lethal with her shots. I mean, it's a thing to admire how free she looks out there with the ball at her foot, always in control of pretty much any situation she finds herself in.
Yeah, Kumler's been very composed and done the passes and the passes and the scoring both tonight have been something that's really stood out. She's had a fantastic game.
Very well-rounded game at that.
As we have another pass inside now. Matthews now has it on that right side. And Hopkins now coming down that sideline. Saki with the defense. As she keeps weaving past defenders. Trying to advance it there as we're going to have a throw-in.
The Muskies look like they're just a step quicker at the moment, and I mean, it's been a case all night of them winning 50-50 balls. It's pretty much been theirs for the taking the entire time. And Morgan seemingly just can't quite stitch enough passes together to get themselves down the field. It's always just coming up just a bit short.
I mean, yeah, you said it. They've had a hard enough time getting it across the midline, let alone getting any sort of a goal attempt. As the Muskies now trying to get it back. Once again, as we're nearing in on that 10-minute mark, we want to thank our sponsor, MVHC, for allowing us to get this game on. As the score 9-0, but I'm Cam Summers, Andrew Price with me, and also a big thanks to our cameraman Chris Stewart, as he's helping us out tonight. We got Jack LaRue here, he's learning, he's getting ready, he's on deck, he's gonna be ready for the next thing that we do live stream, as he's helping us out tonight as well, and big thank you to AVC for putting this on as well, as AVC wanting to really showcase local sports tournaments, and with COVID we know not everybody can come out to these games that wants to, so MVHC allows, with their sponsorship, AVC to be able to put this on, so big thanks to those two companies doing big things and good things in the community. As a shot attempt here from number 13 is going to go wide left. That's going to be Caton Reel. And it's been fun doing these games. We did Cambridge Monday and Tuesday. We got the John Glenn soccer and volleyball game tonight. So I'm not sure if that one's wrapped up yet or not. That one started a little bit before we did. That started at 6. So it's been really nice to be able to, and a big thanks to John Glenn for hosting us. Michael Dunlap, the athletic director, as we're getting an opportunity for a shot on goal, as a good tackle as well as Lemon diving in there. So that's going to be number 11 on the tackle. It's going to be Shy Williamson, as Shy appears to have injured herself as she's slow to get up. She is going to be able to walk off though. Looked like maybe just hit her back a little bit on the turf, and turf is hard. It might look like grass, but it is hard as a rock underneath.
Well, like I was talking about earlier, the difference between turf and grass is a lot more than people think. Not only is turf unforgiving to run on, but to fall on as well.
And turf burn?
Whew. Oh, it's brutal sometimes. But give credit, like you said, to Williamson. What a goal-saving tackle that was. I mean, I know it's 9-0 right now. That goal wouldn't necessarily break the back of John Glenn, but
if you're Coach Wilkins, though, you love that.
Exactly. You love seeing your players keep competing,
no matter what the score.
Exactly. And same for Morgan. Morgan has stuck in this game and kept going, just high engines from this team throughout the game. It's just been that outlet pass to get them going in the final third. I think they've been missing all game long, and it's an important piece to a game.
It definitely is. As the Muskies now, as there's going to be a whistle. Bronner there. I think we're going to see a free kick here from Hopkins. So it is getting physical out there as we're nearing the 7-minute mark.
Hopkins going to tee up this ball and hope to hang it high inside the box.
As a nice ball there. But once again, we see the Muskie defense not fall asleep. The one opportunity that they had, Lemon came out charging and was able to dive on the ball before the attempt. But really, really good job by this defense tonight for the Muskies.
Yeah, they've clamped down really well, and aside from the defensive side of their game, they've also done a great job of creating offense. I mean, playing out from the back has worked all night long from this team. It's not usually a tactic that every team can use, but John Glenn using it effectively tonight and generating a lot of chances off of it.
As the corner kick now for the Raiders. As the Muskies are fighting for it, jostling for the ball. Raiders have it up top. And coming away with it now are the Muskies, nearing 6 minutes. As that was number 6 with the ball that time. That's going to be Lydia Rolling coming out of the pack with it. As a nice pass as Rolling's going to try to chase this one down. As she gets there at the same time as the Raider defender. I think that's going to result in a goal kick.
Yeah, Angel Avery just could not catch up to that ball. Just played too far ahead. She just couldn't track it down.
And had to go get a ball for this goal kick. As we are nearing the 5-minute mark.
That slows the pace down a little bit. And maybe for good for Morgan at this point. Talked about at the end of the first half, they would have to change something in their game to make a sacrifice and try to boost the offense a bit. That sacrifice came in the form of changing their formation. They go with a diamond at the back. Definitely inviting some through passes from the Muskies, and the Muskies have made them pay, certainly, for that.
Well, you got to take the risk to get back in this game, and
something had to give.
Well, and either you're going to score or you're going to give up some points. And
yeah, if they would have stayed with that flat back four, the way they were playing in that first half, I don't think it would have really made too much of a difference. Like you said, something had to happen, and a risk had to be taken. Unfortunately for them, it's come to the tune of 9 goals entering the net.
As we're going to have a Muskie throw-in. Going down that left sideline now is the Muskies. As we're going to see good defense there by the Raiders. As we are under 4 minutes now in this one.
I'll be interested to see here who takes this kick, because they could elect to have the goalie Mayo come up and try to blast it forward, put more players above the ball. Instead, they just elect to have a defender come up and take it.
As Eubanks is able to knock it down. Coming the other way now is number 5, Angel Avery. As another whistle blows. Another free kick for the Raiders. And like I was saying a few minutes ago, we just want to thank John Glenn for having us and this great facility. This nice new press box here at the field. As I know that not too long ago this press box was not here. So
Yeah.
We've been at AVC. We've been keeping an eye, seeing when this press box was going to be up, and it's up, and it's very nice in here. Big thank you to Michael Dunlap, the athletic director, for having us come. He's been great to work with in the whole process of scheduling the live streams, and not just for the volleyball and soccer tonight, but with football and hopefully the upcoming basketball season. COVID permitting. I hate to say that, but
You're not wrong, though. Things change every day, every minute, every hour. I mean, it's definitely a little bit of chaos, but nights like these where you can just sit back and enjoy some playoff soccer, you love it.
oh, absolutely. So, and we're super glad to bring it to everyone tuning in at home. Big thank you to all the supporters watching. As another throw in here from the Muskies, under 2 minutes now. Once again, 9-0 your score. I'm Cam Summers. Andrew Price here with me. As on that far side now, the Muskies are going to have a throw in. As the Raiders and the Muskies just trying to, I don't know, not necessarily push the envelope too much, but as soon as I say that, here come the Raiders.
Yeah, they try a quick play across that back line of the Muskies. The Muskies were up to the task, doing a great job of cutting out what would have been a pretty dangerous setup pass from the Raiders. As we dip down under a minute to play.
Now a Muskie throw in. As a nice throw in deep. Gets down to Avery. So another throw in here for the Muskies. And getting these players experience are the Muskies tonight. And definitely no quit, as another cross in there. Opportunity. As we're going to see the Muskies come away with it, but in a nice kick. But it's going to go out. It's going to be a goal kick. As we are under 10 seconds now in this game, that's going to be your final score. It's going to be 9-0. The Muskies coming out on top, advancing in the tournament. Once again, they're going to be playing either Steubenville or Carrollton. The winner of that game is going to play John Glenn on the 27th. Time is still to be determined, but that's going to be your final score here, 9-0. Muskies taking down the Raiders. We're going to step away for a quick word from MVHC, and we'll be right back with a little postgame.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
And we are back. Cam Summers with Andrew Price. John Glenn taking down the Raiders by a score of 9-0. Multiple goals from multiple players tonight. John Glenn really showing what they're made of tonight.
Yeah, they did a good job of flexing the muscles early. We talked about how corner kicks could be huge in this game. They jump out to a 3-0 lead, that including a pair of corner kick goals, one of which, like we talked about at halftime, was an untouched corner kick that finds its way into the back of the net. And from that point on, in the second half, we knew something had to change. A sacrifice had to be made by Morgan. They just weren't getting it done with a flat back four, so in result, they ended up going to a diamond defense where it does open up the back a little bit more. They wanted to try to get players forward to provide their midfield and their offense a little bit more of a boost, a little bit more options as you go forward. But John Glenn, they identified it quickly and made them pay to the tune of 9 goals.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Great job. Morgan had to take a little bit of a chance, but really, John Glenn in the first half made it to where Morgan had to do that.
Yeah.
So when you come out and you play that strong to start the game, defense has to make adjustments, and they capitalized once the defense made adjustments too. Great play from a lot of players tonight. Kumler especially stood out to me. Well-rounded game, couple goals, I believe 1 or 2 assists. Really did a nice job advancing the ball. Also, with 2 goals, was Lainey Matthews. Had another nice game, and she's a freshman, so getting in there late in the game, but able to score 2 goals. She was where she was supposed to be when she was supposed to be there, and that's why she was able to come away with 2 goals. And as a freshman, to be where you're supposed to be, that points to coaching. I'm telling you what.
I was just going to say the coaching on this squad is impeccable. I mean, to be able to prepare your players like that, I mean, we expected them to have a strong showing today. They were 9-4-2 in the regular season, 8-1 in the MVL. They had just beaten this team a couple weeks ago in a much closer ball game away at Morgan. But, again, you have to tip your cap to the coaching. They got these players ready. They played well. And now they're going to have to go and play the winner of Steubenville at Carrollton,
which should be a tougher game.
Exactly. It's going to be a tougher test, but I mean,
still at home.
Yeah, still at home. They have home field advantage for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, you said it. Once again, your final score 9-0. Big thanks to MVHC for being our sponsor of the game. Big thanks to Chris Stewart for running our camera, Jack LaRue training and helping us out here. Big thanks to AVC Sports as well for putting this game on, allowing us to come out here and have a good time and enjoy some Muskie soccer. That pretty much does it for us up here. I'm Cam Summers. For myself, Andrew Price, and everyone up at AVC Communications, have a great evening, and we'll see you all again soon.
high school soccer. Tonight's game is brought to you by Muskingum Valley Health Centers. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.